everyone, welcome to Yoga Tuesday. So I wanted to talk today about the hips. And a few months ago, I did a whole Yoga Tuesday. Well, I did Yoga Tuesday on the hips, and it was a cross-legged forward bend. But I talked a lot about how important it is to stretch your hips. Well, I had a question about stretching the hips and giving some other options for stretching the hips. And because for this particular person, pigeon pose was very difficult. And pigeon pose, which looks like this, the front leg is bent, the back leg is straight, you roll onto the front part of your pelvis, and then you come down. This is one version of pigeon pose. The other version is to lift up and extend the back, and the other version is to then bend the back leg, pull it in, and then even the other version is to bring the hands up over the head and grab. Okay, so there's a lot of versions, but in particular, the part that she was talking about was that front leg hip. And so there's a couple different things that you can do to stretch the hips to get yourself prepared for something like pigeon pose. And one of those things is what I taught a couple months ago, I think, was cross-legged forward bend. And I had you resting your forehead. The other thing that you can do, now, if it's easy for you to do cross-legged forward bend, and you don't feel it in your hips, this is a more intense one you can do, is to place the left ankle right up on top of the knee, like so. You can see this other knee is lifted up, and so what I want to do is begin to rotate the pelvis and drop forward, and I can feel a nice, tremendous stretch in my left hip here. And so that's one version that gets you a little bit deeper. And if this is just impossible, sometimes it's really impossible to get it up there, then you would stay with that cross-legged version. So again, you can do the other side, same thing. Walk those hands forward. So that's one. This is a more intense version. So just so you know, that's not an easy thing to do. The other thing that you can do, which is a little bit, this one's a little bit easier. You lie down onto the back, and then it's called figure four. So you take your left ankle, you place it on top of your right knee, you pull the thigh in. You've probably seen this one before. Your hands come around your thigh here. They can come onto the top of the knee. You can not even use the arms and just use the strength of the leg to pull the leg in. Now, the other thing that you want to make sure of is that this ankle is flexed. So you're stretching the leg nice and even. So you can feel the stretch in the back in that buttock, right? Feels really good. Nice. Well, sometimes feels really good, sometimes too intense. And then let's switch sides, do the other side. So this is another version that you can do. And sometimes I'll kind of rock myself back and forth a little bit just so I can get different parts of the buttocks and the hips. So you have to know that when you begin to move a little bit, you get different parts of the hip, which is really great and really important, that you just don't stay stuck in one place, that you move a little bit and find where those nice, deep, intense, where it's really talking to you, find that place and stay there and breathe into it to release it. Good, and then release. Now, you can also do that one at the wall, and I love this one, so I'm just going to turn myself to the wall. I place my foot onto the wall, and you can actually have it be straight to start. I place my left ankle on top of my thigh, just like I was doing in figure four. Flex the foot, and then I begin to walk that other foot down. Whoa, this is crazy cool, because it does the work for you. Now, you want to make sure you're not lifting your tailbone up toward the ceiling when you're doing this, but that the tailbone is dropping down. Nice deep breaths here. And then straighten it back up and you can switch sides, same thing. And again, you can move back and forth here. Kind of walk the foot over to the side, bring it back over a little more center, so you kind of find that intense stretch. Good, and then walk the foot up and release and roll to the side. Now, the last one that we can do is on the chair. And so this is good to know because if you're sitting at your desk, you can always do this on the chair. So you grab a hold of your chair, and it doesn't matter what kind of chair you're sitting at. So if you're at work, because it's going to be really nice. So you sit on your chair and you just place so it's almost like, you see men usually tend to sit like this. Actually, my dad used to sit like this. So you bring your leg up and then you can see, I try to drop it down as much as possible. Then I place my hands just on the seat of the chair or the back of the chair, and I push and I start to extend forward. And so I can kind of hang, I can hold the side of the chair and hang, I can push, just whatever in order to get yourself to feel that stretch. Make sure that ankle is extending and working. And I'm not rounding my spine here, so I'm not doing this. I'm lifted and I'm rotating my pelvis over that bent leg. And then I can switch and do the other side here. So you can see I've got a nice long spine and I can really feel the stretch. Good, and then that's it. So those are lots of different versions of stretching the hips, and try them all out. Let me know how they go, and that's it for today. Namaste.